Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We got a little problem with red, and it's the controllers is not doing anything. It's like they're not connected to anything. This right here still works. These don't do anything. So I gotta pull all this off and see what's going on in there. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Something is broke. Yep. That's not good. And this plastic is brittle. Everything's just breaking. So brittle. All right, let me get this thing out before I destroy it, and I'll come back to you when I get this out. So here's what we have. This piece right here is all busted up. This is supposed to be bolted down to it. The pieces that's supposed to have screws through it are non-existent. So it's supposed to go like that right there, and you can see that the housing is broke right there, and it's also broke right there. So anyway, we have this plastic welding kit. It's got these little metal springs that burn down into the plastic. I want to try that on this. I've used it successfully on a lot of other things, and I want to try that on this. First, I want to try to strengthen these pieces up, and then I want to try to see if I can permanently mount that back, non-removable, to this piece right here. So I'm going to try to get this where you can see what I'm doing. This is just a melter. It just cleans up if you use these plastic rods right here. I'm going to take that off. What I'm going to use on this one is, this is my favorite one. Seems like it ties everything together the best. It just inserts in the end right there, and when you pull the trigger on the gun, you probably ought to see it for the light, but it starts glowing red. It's glowing right now. I don't know if you can see that or not. Anyway, so all you do, keep your trigger pulled and just try to melt this down into position. Let off the trigger, let it cool for a second, and remove the gun. And I just stitched that together. You remember how it was broke a while ago? Now it's good and solid. That I really like this kit. And just remember, anything like this I use on the channel, I try to always put a link down in the description below. But that fixed that right there. I still have to snip these off right here, and I will do that in a moment. But first I want to get this other side welded with the same piece. This insert's got 2 holes up and in the gun. Just put them up in the gun like that right there. Pull the trigger and hold it. Wait till it starts glowing red. It's glowing red now. And I'm going to do this one sideways because it's the longest way to bond into it. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing. I know the lighting is not the best in here. Now that piece is rock solid as well. I knew that wasn't going to be the issue. The issue is going to be getting this mounted back. And I believe I can do it. This bolt right here is supposed to hold part of that down. And now they're not going to be using that bolt. It's kind of in the way. So I'm going to remove it. I'm going to snip these little prongs off, so I won't be bleeding on everything, because that's exactly what happened. I'll cut myself. But the kit comes with some wire snips to snip those off with. Really like the kit. So it just salvaged a piece right here. No telling what that piece would cost. It just salvaged it. It just made it perfectly usable again. Let me get to trying to plastic weld this right here onto this. I'm going to remove this bolt. I no longer need that bolt, because this is going to be permanently mounted and it's just in the way. So I got to take that out, and then I'm going to clean up some of this grease, because I'm going to be plastic welding. I don't want that down in with the fresh plastic, and we'll see what we can do. So here's where I'm at so far. Got a wire. I bridged the gap between where that's broke and the piece I welded earlier. Now that is solid. And also I did the same thing over there. That's kind of hard to see, but I'm holding it up by the piece that was not on it a while ago. So now I'm just going to come in here and cut these legs off, and I'm going to plastic weld over this whole piece right here on both sides, and that should finish it off. It should not break anymore. So let me get to doing that, and I'll come back when I start the plastic weld process. First, I'm just going to cut these little legs off. So I'm going to change to my welding tip. I'm going to use these little kind of a whitish, off-white rod. It is ABS, and that's what I want to use on this right here. Same thing, you just press the button till this thing right here gets really hot, and I think it actually glows too. What I normally do is I cut the rod and get enough down there that I can move it around. And once I get enough plastic down, that's when I start the welding process. That should be plenty. What you want to do is melt it in with the existing plastic. Right, that's not pretty, but that side's done. And this stuff is not intended to be pretty, it's intended to be functional. Make sure I get y'all in. I want to make sure I get plenty on this side, because this side right here was missing on quite a bit of plastic. I got it held together with the wire, but I want it very secure. Let me smooth this out and then I'll see if I need to add more. If you get it down to where you're seeing the black and the white, that's when you know you're doing some good. Alright, I think I'm going to add just a little bit more up in this corner. I'll come back when I got it done. Alright, I've got it done. Grabbing it by this. Rock solid, and this right here works. Now it's got good resistance. I have no fear that that's going to break again. I mean, it's rock solid. Anyway, I love the little welding gun. I've used it on several projects. This is the first time I featured it on one of my YouTube videos, but I highly recommend this. I will leave a link to it down in the description. This plastic was just so brittle. I noticed when I took this bolt out, this ear broke off right here. So, I mean, I guess man could potentially put a bolt through that and then build up plastic around that, but I've got 3 more good ears, and this ear actually will still hold itself. So now let's go put this back in and we'll give it a test. All right, I'm just going to try to put this back in. I'm not going to do a lot of explaining. Okay, now to see if this thing works. Alright, I heard the air compressor come on, blowing out the top vents. Air compressor cut off, blowing out the top vents. Alright, it just stopped blowing out the top vents, and now it's blowing out the bottom vents. Okay, it's blowing out the bottom vents and the defrost vent. I can feel it on my feet. And now it's just blowing out the defrost. Fully functional. And and now we can cut it off, which is what you couldn't do before, or change anything. Success. Well guys, that's just a simple little fix. It didn't take probably 45 minutes from start to finish to do that, even with the camera. I just grabbed the camera because I thought it might be useful to somebody. You don't ever know what video to make. I don't always make videos on everything that I do. Maybe I should, but you know, sometimes it might be helpful, and I just don't know. If you notice there's a glove box missing, my son has taken that out to get it color matched. He's wanting to paint his dash, and he's about changed his mind. It looks good as it is. He's wanting me to take it out and repaint it, but I think he's probably just going to leave it, so that's why that's out. This has been broken for a little while, and I told him today I would fix it for him, and I didn't know what was wrong. When I took it out, I almost started panicking because of the broke plastic. I didn't know if I was going to be able to fix that or not, because I didn't know what was wrong with it. And then when I pulled it out and I noticed all that plastic was cracking and breaking, I kind of went into panic mode. And then I remembered I had that plastic welder. Plastic welder is the MVP today. It saved the day. It made that part would be, I'm sure, well over $100 to buy that assembly. You can't just buy the one part that's broke with it. Both of them was broke actually. So yeah, it would be well over $100. I'll try to post a link to the part that was broke right here. So that's what that cost, and the plastic welder is relatively cheap. I'll post a link to it down in the video description below. You can go check it out. I am a member of the Amazon affiliates. Clicking the links, not even purchasing, is just a good way to support the channel, because anything you buy for 24 hours that you click my link will give me a small commission, and it don't charge you anything. Your price don't go up in your Amazon cart. It all stays the same. It just gives me a little bit of a kickback because I directed you to Amazon through my link, and I would greatly appreciate that help. Every little bit counts when I'm trying to continue to fund YouTube videos. This one didn't really cost anything because I already had my plastic welder, but I bought the plastic welder intending to use it for a YouTube video, and today was the day. Well guys, that's the end to another video. I thank you for stopping by today. I thank you for your continued support, for the comments down below. It's encouraging and entertaining at the same time. The participation in my YouTube channel is relatively pretty good and 99% positive, and I really appreciate that. If y'all enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you hadn't subscribed and you're watching, please consider subscribing. I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.